Have gamers had enough of Call of Duty Warzone? Are they beginning to make the switch over to Respawn's Apex Legends? I'm CobbyAyy, and in today's video I want to discuss why I think quite a few gamers are going to be making the switch from Activision's Call of Duty Warzone to Respawn's Apex Legends. Now, in this video I will be sharing some of my personal opinions on some points that are quite globally spoken about just now, so I will put this right at the very start. It is my opinion, and I do apologise if it has impacted you. If so, just see the top of the screen, up there, up there, up there. See the top of the screen up there? There's an X. If you click that, the screen will disappear and you won't hear my dulcet tones of the voice anymore. So I recommend, if I do insult you, just to click that. Now, I think a lot of gamers are going to be making the switch over to Apex Legends. It might be a short switch, but it's a switch nonetheless, and it's actually really good publicity for Apex Legends and for Respawn. Now, if you aren't aware, Call of Duty Warzone and Apex Legends are very similar to the fact that they're both battle royales, and that's about it. Call of Duty Warzone is this very realistic look at a Warzone scenario battle royale where you can have 150 people bid against each other in solos, duos, trios, or quads across different game modes, but with the main purpose of being the last one left. Apex Legends is very similar to that. It's a battle royale, but it's strictly sitting at duos or trios or arenas. Now, you can load in as a solo, but you'll be always put with other people unless, Apex servers are struggling, which they have done quite recently. Apex Legends has arenas mode, which is a very similar style to, say, CSGO, where it's you buy things, Valorant style. You're buying things, it's 3v3, and the last one live wins the round, and you play on until you win. Now, with these games being very similar, there is one big aspect we'll talk about later that really does differentiate these games entirely, and it's all down to your operator or your legend. But to get cracking started, let's talk about some drama. Now, before I begin on this part, I want to make it quite clear that I am not well versed on what is going on in the world right now. I have a full-time job, and when I finish work, the last thing I'm doing is reading about this. I try and stay away from dramas, especially ones that don't affect me, because I know that my mental health hasn't been the best, and the last thing I want to do is to get annoyed about things happening in the world that I can't directly influence or help. Whereas I have looked into options where I can be, showing my support for those that have been affected. And in today's circumstance, today, literally the 28th of July 2021, there is a walkout, and I will not be playing any Activision games. I haven't been really playing any Activision games for a while. I've not been playing Warzone anyway. But I won't be playing zombies, I won't be playing Cold War, if that's such, to take a stand and to stand with other people on that. That's kind of as far as I know about it. I will highlight the fact that this isn't just speculation, this has been an ongoing investigation for years, and now it's taken to court because they have the evidence. So it has actually been found, and these people will suffer for it. With this recent drama, of course, a lot of people are going to be kind of trying to stay off of Activision games now. Of course, Call of Duty Warzone is like one of the most popular games going about just now, but so is Apex Legends. If you look on Twitch, it still rallies in 100k viewers. It still has a good player base, and it is still a very popular game. Now, last night I was quite shocked and surprised and quite delighted to see that the likes of Tim the Tatman and Nick Mercs were playing it, and they were talking up really something stupid. They were talking about how it looked better, it felt great, it was so enjoyable, and they were discussing how they used to play this game and now they're coming back, and they might actually end up playing a lot more of it. And I think a lot of gamers are going to be doing the same, and that is kind of touching on to my next point: new update. There is a new update coming to Apex Legends. It's 10 seasons. You know who else has done 10 seasons? Fortnite, another battle royale that is still really, really good and really popular today. Apex is getting good updates with new characters. Now, the difference between Apex and Warzone is when a new operator comes out for Warzone, you can select that operator, but there's no change to your playstyle. It's all cosmetic. Whereas a new legend comes with new abilities and an entirely new option of playing. And it can really dramatically change the dynamic of how gamers game within this. Apex is a very tactical based game because you have abilities, and the aim is to become the champion, the Apex champion. So it is a very, very, big change when a new character comes in, and it will come with bugs. But a lot of people are going to get bought into this because there is some dramas that is going on behind the scenes. Activision that they don't want to be seen being a part of, which is totally fine. I think the biggest reason why people would be moving over to Apex Legends on the turn of a new season is it's not far away, and the game is kind of in an unplayable state. That is Warzone that I'm talking about, not Apex, because the game's pretty decent. Um, Albeit though, Warzone may have its problems, but Apex does have its problems as well. Now there may be a new season, but what I'm finding is that you could be a new gamer, but you'll get put up against 20 bomb 4k damage. Now 4,000 damage in a game of Apex is quite a bit. So when you see a 20 bomb 4k, you're in for a ride. You're gonna get your arse handed to you, to put it very nicely. So something like that, it can deter gamers. So hopefully within the new season, the way that the skill-based matchmaking updates will affect, and anybody that has made the switch, like myself and some of my pals, they are immediately put off by the fact that every gamer they're getting up against is an absolute monster and they're struggling to win games. Warzone, as I mentioned earlier, is slowly becoming an unplayable state. Now, this could be a myriad of things because it seems like there is a myriad of problems going on within Warzone. If it's not, accusations of cheaters or actual cheaters or glitches or, bugs, it's one of the biggest problems I think it has. It's just too many updates. The game is getting updated every single week, and there is what I feel big changes coming. It feels like every week you're changing your loadout, your classes, guns are never going to stay the same. Nothing really becomes solid. Now, this is what Apex Legends started to do at the very start of development when Apex Legends just appeared, sort of thing. Is they had these characters with skills and they tweaked and they tweaked and they tweaked and they actually destroyed the game at one point. And I was actually playing it at this stage, and you'd be really jarred to go a character because you just don't know what's going to happen. You would be scared to unlock a new character because you don't know if they're going to get nerfed and buffed. That's actually still happening today with characters still getting nerfs, buffs, changes, things like that. But it also makes it very exciting. I think the difference between a gun change and a character, like a character changes, the abilities don't actually change. It's just they have slight differences in times and stuff like that. Whereas in Warzone, guns can just literally come in and be broken. We've seen it about 5 or 6 different guns being just totally broken from off rip, and then not getting fixed for a while. Warzone has just a really toxic community, I feel, at the moment, that is just looking for things to moan about. You see it constantly with professional gamers being accused of cheating because they're good at the game, which I still actually can't believe that people who probably are in high school and play for 2 hours a day are trying to say that they should be in the same skill level as mutex. These guys are full-time content creators, man. They play the game all fucking day, all day. They're gonna be great at it. They're gonna be up to speed. They're gonna have a monitor that literally fucking tells them data. Like, the next point I want to talk about before I just whittle down a really bad pit of despair is the enjoyment versus winning. I've left Warzone behind, and it's been a couple of weeks now since I've done that, and I've actually really enjoyed not playing Warzone because all I did in Warzone was care about KD ratio and winning games. And now I have already begun to kind of talk about how the enjoyment of gaming has slowly started to slip away as a result of battle royales. People now play a game of anything as if it is the most competitive competition they could ever be a part of, and they're going to get big fat stacks of cash, when in reality they're not. They're just going to get a winner symbol on their screen. Apex Legends, yes, the game is all about winning. It's very rarely that you play a game to, just scoot about. But it has ranked modes, so people go for that, and that's what I've been kind of playing. But you have the enjoyment factor where you can just go into a public game and, have a laugh. There is, I feel, a lot more enjoyment in playing Apex. That might be because I've not played it in a while, and I'm just coming back and it feels like a new game. But I'm really enjoying Apex a lot more than what I've done in Warzone for quite some time. Now, with that as well, I think that ties into the updates, because recently you'll get updates, and for me, I love to snipe, but I don't snipe on Apex, which is perfectly fine because it's a different kind of game. It's very up close, it's very personal. But in Warzone, snipers were like your best friend, and they are updating things to make that difficult, and it's a shame. And that's stuff like that. I enjoy sniping and running about with like a wee Mac 10, having that different playstyle, and they're actively destroying that, and I'm kind of a bit pissed off by that. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, my enjoyment has been hindered by updates. I don't know if you guys have, but it's just one kind of wee opinion. Again, my opinion. We are going to be talking about skill level. And I feel like it is a complete different game when you look at Warzone and what you have to do in Warzone to become good at the game, in comparison to what you need to do and what you can learn to become a monster on Apex Legends. Now, I say a monster because if you watch some of the best Apex Legend gamers out there, it's fucking terrifying how good these guys are. They've mastered movements like nobody has seen before. You've got tap strafing, you've got keybinds that are set that you try out and you're like, it's wild. Oh, it's so difficult. I tried to learn tap strafing yesterday and I was like, wow, this is amazing. Tried to use it in a live game and was stressing out my box because every time I went to change my weapon, I was fucking jumping. I was like, ah. Warzone, what's the movements? Slide cancelling and bunny hopping. That's it. And it's not the most difficult to master. The issue is that I guess everybody can do it, sort of. One movement helps you, play on your enemy. If you're bunny hopping around a corner, you're going to, re-challenge and things like that. Movement is obviously massively important in Warzone, and you see some of the most insane plays because these guys have some crazy movement and things like that. I agree. But I think in terms of when you compare Warzone to Apex Legends, there's just one big thing that we've not talked about, and that is the abilities. Every legend has abilities: a tactical, a passive, and an ultimate. You see this quite commonly in other games now. You've got abilities in Valorant, for example, things like that. Abilities are becoming a lot more common in games nowadays because people really enjoy utilizing it, and it also adds another element of skill. Because, for example, in Apex Legends, if I'm running a caustic, now my passive is that I don't get affected by other caustic gas. I can throw caustic gas as my tactical, and my ultimate is I can throw a big pipe bomb, stinky bastard. Only I can do that on my team. Only I can throw stinky bombs. Only I can create that defense. For example, Wraith can create a portal to get us out. If we don't have a Wraith in our team, we don't have an Octane or, anybody that can make an escape, we are pretty much sitting ducks if a third party comes. We can't get out, revive, get back in. And that's where it's important. Picking your legends and things like that has a really big impact on how the game goes for you. Whereas in Warzone, everybody can pick a stun grenade up. Everybody can use a sniper. It's all about how you are as a person. Apex has that, plus more. And that is why I think it's so much more difficult. And you've seen it, I seen it yesterday when I was watching Tim the Tatman and Nick Merckx. They're playing ranked and bronze, silver lobbies, and they're getting melted. But they're admitting that this game is so difficult in comparison to Warzone. It's not a game you can just pick up and be good at. You need to get used to, the movements and the abilities, how characters work with each other, rotating in the map. There's a lot of elements. So overall, looking at the points that I've just mentioned there, why would I think people are going to take some well-deserved time off of Call of Duty Warzone? Well, to put it bluntly, I think Warzone's just starting to kind of get to people just now. They know that the game is in some state. They are probably losing some of the enjoyment that I felt. I hope you guys aren't feeling that way, because it's a horrible feeling to lose the love for something, especially a game that you might have sunk months into. And I know that so many gamers, like my friends, have sunk hours and days and months into this game, and they're just dropping it and then picking up another game. It's such a difficult thing to do, because you want to pick a game up and be good at it. Nobody likes being shit at a game, and unfortunately you're going to be shit at this game because it's a very difficult game. Do you know what I mean? But I think people enjoy that, and they'll see that it looks great, it plays really really well. It's a lot of fun when you're playing with a team, with your pals, and there's updates coming, there's map changes coming, there is new content that people can get stuck into. And I think that's why people, especially streamers, and especially with the recent drama, they'll make a short jump over. What I'd like to see is that a lot of people stick around, and that we do see more populated lobbies of not noobs but new gamers, because for a new gamer, one of the biggest faults I've felt is that you can get put into a 20 bomb, 4K lobby, and it's like your first or second game. It happened to me, and I was totally jarred by it. And I actually did stop playing it, and then I've picked it back up recently because I've lost the fun of Warzone. Um, I hope that in time these things do work themselves out. I hope that Activision are more transparent. They need to be more transparent, because the community is starting to get peed off. Their partners are starting to get peed off. Now, you look at it as any business. If the director's unhappy, there's going to be problems. And what I don't want to see is that these games are starting to kind of, hold up defences because there is so many people attacking them. I would like to see, Activision put out a statement to say we're aware of their ongoing issues and here is why these things happen, so that there is a bit of transparency, so that communities can start to lighten the load on this aggressive attack they feel they need to deliver to every single organisation. Because, keyboard me, no get hurty because I make a statement over keyboard. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That is kind of my opinion. I think a lot of people will be making the jump over, and it might not be just the Apex Legends. I can see PUBG getting hit, Valorant getting hit, Fortnite getting hit, all for good reasons. People start to rekindle these games that they used to play with their pals. They'll bring back the memories and start to enjoy playing games a bit more. I am going to be making more videos, and my next video will probably be on the reason why I think Battle Royale is going to be in the next couple years. And it's kind of touching on a lot of points that we've discussed today, with cheating, with the play styles, with skill levels and things like that. So if you did enjoy this video, please do let me know in the comments below. Like, get a wee thumbs up, hit that wee subscribe button, wherever it is. It could be here, there, up, right there, right there, right there, I don't know, it's somewhere. But it would be greatly appreciated if you did smash it. If I have done something to insult you throughout the process of this, because I'm saying that you're a 14-year-old boy that comments on people's Twitter statuses to call them a cheater because they've got a good gaming chair, then please do let me know below, because I always do enjoy having a laugh whilst I'm having a wee cup of tea, and might brighten up my day. I always read the comments, and if you have made valid points, and I will be clear here, this isn't scripted, so I've not researched much of it. So a lot of it, not a lot of it, some of it. So some of it might be a bit waffles, waffles and cream. And I do apologise if so. So fire away, let me know. You'll probably see more videos coming up soon.